So that brings us to our next segment here. We're about to get into this interview with Mr. Billy Lyve.
No doubt.
All right, guys. So Billy Lyve, I know earlier you told us a little bit. You just barely brushed the surface about who you are. So tell the people a little bit about what you do and what your role is with Wisdom Court.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm a hip hop artist, a manager, a booking agent, a promoter, a brand ambassador, a counselor, a youth counselor.
Wow.
I don't know. I can keep going and going and going. I pretty much do entrepreneur, CEO,
right.
A partner. I do a lot. We started the company as just a music production company, and now we own our own recording studio, photography studio,
Wow.
a video production room. It's actually 2 studios in one, and we're going to be doing podcasts from there as well.
Nice,
Okay.
nice.
As well as teaching. We'll be doing youth counseling there and teaching the kids like how to do video and music production and things like that.
And now you said this is all located in Westminster?
In Westminster. It's right on Main and Bond Street. It's like right in the heart of downtown Westminster.
Okay.
And it's inside of a clothing store called Ayo Boutique, who we share the space with. So we kind of like took something that they only do in Baltimore and we brought it to Carroll County. So we're like the only thing like that in the whole entire county.
Right. So make sure if y'all out in Westminster, man, make sure y'all go show love to them, Ayo Boutique and Wisdom Court, man, because they doing a lot out there.
Facts.
Yeah, for sure. So, what inspired you to want to do all of this? Like, you're playing, you have so many different hats on.
So many roles.
And a lot of people look up to you. So, like, what types of things in your life set you up to become this person you are today?
Not having anybody there to help me. You know what I'm saying? Coming from where we come from, there wasn't, like, we didn't live up the street from like any famous DJs. There were no clubs. There was nothing. So we had to kind of build the entire scene. Before I got to Baltimore, we had to build a scene in our area which wasn't there at all. Right. So we had the DJs, we had to learn how to do graphic arts, we had to learn how to, and believe me, in the beginning it was crazy. Like, our shirts were crazy, our flyers were crazy, we were doing clip art and all that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we really we started from the bottom for real, and just brick by brick build everything. My first official introduction into the Baltimore hip hop scene, which is where I lay at. That's like I'm in Baltimore 70% of the time. Right. But my first introduction was a guy named Matt Bittman, who was my studio engineer in Westminster. Got a job doing sound engineer at a club called Club Sonar. Sonar in Baltimore City was like one of the heart of hip hop music down there, you know what I'm saying? So he offered me a job to go and hand out flyers at AFRAM and Artscape, and they gave us like $800 to hand out postcard flyers.
Right.
And
Wow.
I took like 20 of my guys and we did it, and then they kept hiring us. So I got enough guts to ask, hey, what do I have to do a show here? I got the opportunity. It took a long time because I was nowhere near what I am today. So they gave me opportunity, and I think their thoughts were it was gonna flop, but we actually ended up packing the whole entire venue.
Wow.
And then from there I started getting once a month, twice a month. That led me to open it up for Rakim, and then after that Talib Kweli. It just kind of kept going and going and going and going. And from Sonar, I went to Bourbon Street, to Baltimore Soundstage, to the Fillmore, Ramsey Live, Audible, 8x10. Like,
those are a lot of
Angels Rock Bar, which I had you guys at.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of stuff that happened in between that. So in between, I from doing all these events, I ended up winning the DMV Promoter of the Year award, which is DC, Maryland, and Virginia for like.
Round of applause for that, for sure. That's hard work right there.
I won that in 2011, and this is all my climb. And then I won, I think, 4 back-to-back Baltimore City Best Promoter Awards. I won an award for the Best Band. Our DJs won awards. Our producers won awards. So we kind of like, we was grinding from ground level, step by step, when no one was paying attention to it.
It seems like everybody was kind of shining in their own lane, but it was all like still Wisdom Court, though.
No doubt. We took that from Wu-Tang. Like, we everybody reps the brand, but we have a whole bunch of individual crews inside of the brand. So those crews are still repping what they're repping, which they have their own crew, their own fans, their own family. And then, but everybody always hashtags and represents the brand. So I have like a crew full of a whole bunch of bosses. So that's how we were able to like expand and grow and become as big as we are.
Right.
It's because like it's just a crew full of a bunch of different crews.
It's just honestly, it just sounds like you do a lot of networking.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure.
I had an interview Tuesday night. You know, and some of my dudes have another interview coming up. But we like doing all the work that nobody likes to do. You know what I'm saying? People they like doing the big shows. They like doing the big interviews. But when it comes time to do like a venue that might only hold 25 people or 50 people, or supporting up and coming interviews and stuff like that, they stick their nose up to them. Not me. I'm gonna go do every single interview. I will perform in front of 5 people. I'll shake every single one of their hands, and hopefully I gain like 1 or 2 fans from them.
Right, out of those 5, right?
And even the people in the audience, I've literally drove from Westminster all the way up to Hagerstown to West Virginia to wherever, and hand a CD.
Right.
So if I'm selling a CD and my package, I was selling it for $20. You know, from all my driving around, it might cost me $16 to do all the driving around, but it's not about that.
Right.
So all the work that nobody wants to do.
Right.
That's what I did to get to where I'm at, and that's what I still continue to be that way every single day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
That's inspiring. Because like you said, the work that people don't want to do. So let me ask you, how important do you feel like that groundwork is? Like, where do you think you'd be without that?
If I didn't, so all the stuff that everybody didn't want to do that I did, and they were asking me like, even stuff what I do in the community, like I do a lot of stuff with the kids, and you know we don't make money when we do that,
right.
And it's like pulling teeth to get adults out to support it,
right.
Or just to come and just stand there in the corner and just be like, wow, cool. Hey, you need help? Can I carry something for you?
Right.
They'll literally come and drop. Some of them will come and just drop their kids off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I get it. It is cool, but if I didn't do all of that, then I would still be on the outside with the artists that are trying to figure out how to get in.
Yeah.
But you don't figure out nothing from the outside. You got to like get in the trenches. You got to be on the field.
Right.
And if you don't have the time, because a lot of people say, well, I don't have time, I got kids, I do this, I do that. I have kids as well. I work a full-time job, 2 jobs. I'm in a relationship. I take care of my mom, and I have like a whole bunch of artists. You know what I'm saying? So, but I still make the time. So it's all about what you want. You know what I'm saying? If this is what you want, then you find a way to do it.
Okay, that brings me to a question. With all that going on, what type of self-care do you do to kind of help manage all of that and balance your life?
Not recently, but I did some martial arts.
Okay.
You know, that always sticks with me. I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't do any hard drugs.
That's
I might take a little sip of something from the bar because they give me my own drinks at the bar.
Right.
They be called like the wisdom cord or the live punch or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I take a little Malibu and pineapple, but I don't engage in things that really hurt my body, and I run around a lot. So that's how I'm able to kind of like stay young and stay like active. Because I'm really not young at all.
He's giving you all the secret tips, the secret
Right.
sauce.
You gotta take care of your body, but more importantly, I do a lot of reading, a lot of studying and stuff like that. I've been on that tip since I was probably like 18 years old. And in order to really take care of yourself, you need to make sure your mind is mentally fit.
Yeah,
And that's the part that a lot of up and coming artists they skip over. Then they can't deal with the pressure of.
Right.
The pressure or the anxieties of different things with the music scene because it doesn't always go your way.
Right.
So you sitting there working out your body, you got to also work out your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I feel in a way people get discouraged sometimes too, you know. But like even what you were saying earlier and stuff, like I heard this phrase. It's like, you know what I mean. The more you push yourself out of your comfort zone, the more comfortable you're going to be with every situation that comes to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like that's what you do in a way. You know what I mean? You're always pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. You're always trying to, you know what I mean, take that leap of faith to see what's next and stuff. You know what I mean? And like, I respect that.
You know, I spend
It's crazy.
I spend the bulk of my time in my week sitting in an office or texting back and forth with some older white men that took me under their wing. And I'm talking like 70-some years old.
Right.
Took me under their wing recently and really sat me down and showed me everything I was doing wrong. And then, you know, put it on a bulletin board and showed me how to do it right. So because of that, I'm able to run this company the way I'm running it without, I'm not stressed at all. Like the company's like, it's flowing. I have a lot of freedom to be able to do things that I want to do.
Yeah.
But I say that to say, sometimes your surroundings and the people, they say if you look around your circle and the people don't inspire you, then it's not a circle, it's a cage. So as I, I've been around a lot of different people and a lot of different things, and I'm not talking about like my clothes, my crew and all that, but
yeah,
giving my energy to people that suck energy away from you, that don't want to see you shine. And sometimes you don't realize it while you're in it. You think everybody's around you, but sometimes the people that are closest to you or whatever you want to call it are the ones that want to see you fall.
And you know what else going off of that? It's like, it's sad, but sometimes it's like you believe more in that person than they believe in themselves.
Yeah, I got to that point, and I had to, most recently with COVID, me being able to sit down and slow down, I had time to think like I gotta put some of that energy back into myself. Yeah. So as soon as I did it, the studio happened, the sponsorships happened, me meeting all these other people happened. I have meetings with like all kinds of colleges and churches, and it's been like, I get excited about it because I was literally like trying to figure out like, I don't know what we're gonna do. Like we've been doing the same thing over and over again. Yeah, the shows are cool, this is cool, but like, is this it? Right. And then like everything kind of like fell in my lap. Right. And I took the opportunity and I like ran with it full speed. I didn't even give it time to like settle in.
Right. I
still haven't sat down and like, wow, this is cool. I'm not comfortable, because when you get comfortable and you get complacent, things start to fade away. I'm out every single day with it, every day.
Your energy is just definitely like fire. Like you can just tell, like you're just like a happy person living in their purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. You can feel that off of you. Yeah, so I have to ask. So what does Billy Lyve's diet look like?
I don't.
You don't eat?
No, I don't eat well. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mission Barbecue, tacos. I eat a lot of wings. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop chicken and fish.
How you feel about Mexican food? You like Mexican food?
I like Mexican food. Okay. I don't know. For some reason, I can eat whatever. It doesn't really affect me. It might catch up to me at some point, but like, I eat salads too. I don't really drink water like that.
What's your favorite vegetable?
I don't be drinking water like that, honestly.
I like carrots.
Carrots. You heard it here, guys.
Carrots.
You know what I'm saying? I like broccoli. Yeah, I don't really focus too much on my diet, but I don't eat super crazy.
Yeah, we got people saying shout out to the court, and
Tom, I said, what up?
I said Live is one of the realest dudes I know, my brother to the end. Brandon Smith said that.
Word.
All right, y'all. All right, so let me ask you another question then. What is one of your biggest accomplishments, would you say, for yourself? Not for other people, but what is one of the things that happened that you're most proud of for you?
When I started to really believe in myself, because without me believing in myself and being able to help myself, then I can't really help anybody else. Yeah. So I call that, now I've done a lot of major things, like a lot, but I can say that's my biggest accomplishment, because if you're not one with yourself, then you're not really going to go anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's facts. No, you definitely have a great like mindset, and just it's good because you're leading people, and I feel like they can really get so much from you. So with that being said, what's the takeaway that you want people when they hear Billy Lyve or they hear Wisdom Court? What is it that you want the takeaway to be from people?
I want people to look at us as some of the most realist and down to earth people. That doesn't mean we're perfect. Right. You know what I'm saying? We might upset people sometimes. We make people happy. We do whatever. But I want people to look at us as being real. We're serious about what we do, and we don't do it for money. We do it because we actually love it. And I want to motivate people. I want to inspire people. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No.
So. Facts. Yeah, I got the hot signs and all that.
Yeah, we see you out there in the audience.
It's an amazing thing. People they'll come home from jail, they'll come right to us. Kids that are going through things, they'll come right to us. Artists ask questions and everything. So it's like I know our purpose and what we're doing is actually working. So we're actually walking in what I want things to be like right now.
And that's a blessing. Yeah. That's a blessing.
Definitely. All right. One last question for you. Where do you see Wisdom Court 5-10 years from now?
5 or 10 years from now, I would like to see myself being somewhere like a Strange Music, independently making the kind of money that where I can support like my family and a lot of other people, but also put a lot of people on and stuff like that. Like one of my biggest inspirations is what Jay-Z did with Rock Nation, the Live Nation, when they combined, and Strange Music, and as well as Nipsey and everything he got going on. So I would like to open up a chain of stores, a chain of studios, restaurants, clothing, stuff like that. And then all of my loyal people, I'm gonna put them in charge of each of these businesses.
Wow.
Like right now, like my studio, my best friend runs my studio. You know what I'm saying? He was with me since we were like 17, 18 years old. If I was selling balloons on the corner, he would be with me selling balloons.
Right.
So as soon as I got the opportunity, I put him in there. You know what I'm saying? As well as everybody else is working in the studio.
Right.
Right.
It sounds like, you know what I mean, just having a solid team is very important, you know what I mean? Having everybody, you know, play a part and feel like family. Like you said, sometimes there might be situations where things happen or whatever, but that's any family, that's any situation, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, everybody gonna bounce back and get back to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's right.
For sure.
All right, y'all. Well, I feel like Billy definitely gave us a lot of great information, gave us a little bit of his background and, you know, what he does, why he does it. I want to open it up to the audience. Does anybody have any questions or comments for Billy?
I like all questions.
Don't be scared now.
All right, go ahead. Anybody got questions? No questions? Go ahead, Salman.
When you started Wisdom Court, what is it that made you choose music as your inspiration to keep and helping people? What inspired you?
I think music, it being a universal language, it sometimes like you can just sit there and just vibe out to a song, and me and you can connect just by feeling the same vibration. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like with hip hop music, or really any music, that it's the most easiest way to me to connect with people. So I actually use the music to connect with the kids and the youth and all that, because hey, what do you listen to? I listen to this. I want to be a singer, or I want to make beats, or I want to be a photographer. Right. Boom. Now we can connect. So once we can connect with them, then we can find a way to talk to them and help them out with whatever they got going on, as opposed to a counselor or somebody else that just sits down and, so how do you feel today? So we're taking the music to another level and using it almost like as music therapy. So that's like one of the missions that we're doing with our studio and everything.
So how old were you when you started music?
Honestly, as far as I can remember, I was singing Michael Jackson and all that. I got really into it about 18. A guy named Corleone, you guys know him. He grabbed me up, put me in the studio, my first official studio, and I kind of been in it since. Yeah. Wow.
Thank you for everything you do for everybody, and thank you for helping me out too. You're such a dope person. Right, yeah.
Thank you as well. You know what I'm saying? You also help out a lot by giving people like me the opportunity to do stuff with you guys. Because without you, I couldn't do any of this. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Word.
Right. All right. Anybody else got anything?
You think the market is oversaturated?
What was that?
I said, do you think the market is oversaturated?
Absolutely. I like it back in the day, like in the 90s, everybody was different.
Right.
And you had to be original. But nowadays, like, everybody wants to copy everybody. And that's why I choose to do the music the way I do it, because I don't care.
Right. Clap for that one. Hell yeah.
All right, I just got one question.
Go ahead.
And don't worry, it's going to be easy. But when it comes to your personal idea of greatness, would you rather be remembered as the inspired or as the inspiration?
I'd rather be remembered as the inspiration. That's all.
That's how
I want you to break that question down a little bit to me, though. Like,
Well,
what would be the other?
That's very deep.
Yeah, so I want to make sure I'm answering it right. So you said as the inspired?
Yes.
Meaning like me being inspired?
As in, if you had to choose between being the face of your label or being behind the scenes and being the brains that makes this thing go.
Okay. Right now, I'm one of the faces, but once some of the artists, like my son is an artist and there's some other people that we're working with, once they get to a level to where they can run with it, I'm totally cool with being in the back, being inspiration. I kind of fill in this, whatever space I need to fill in. That answer better?
Yes, it is. Stay jamming.
No doubt. Thank you.